right, so one trick to make these look like they're even further away is how you color them. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'll keep this more of a natural color for today. You can use really any colors you want. You can use pink for this or blue for this. But the land that's closest to us, I'm gonna use more of a pure color. So I'm gonna use this greenish color representing grass. Now the next hill, I'm gonna use this first like set of, this middle set of like hills and mountains. I'm going to lay the color on, but a little bit lighter. So you can notice the difference. I'm just not pushing as hard. So this is a little bit more vivid. I'm pressing a little bit harder than this one, just not pressing as hard. Maybe about half of the pressure I usually use. And then for this mountain here, I'm gonna go really light. Pushing as light as you can. So already it kind of looks like the color's sort of fading away the further back the mountains go. To kind of enhance that a little bit, I'm going to give this a little bit more like a richer contrast just by taking a brown. There's little bits of brown in this one to make it a little bit more, just a shade darker. So now it really stands out compared to these two here. And then the last thing you can do to kind of really bring that sense of like depth into this is when you go to add a sky to it. All right, so, I mean, you could use any color for the sky too. I'll just use your basic middle of the day light sky blue. Now watch what I do with it. You can do this with color pencil or crayon. I'm just gonna put the sky right over top of the hills, the ones that are furthest away. This is something I was saying earlier, Da Vinci was able to do this in Mona Lisa. This idea of, it's called atmospheric perspective, where it sort of looks like the sky is almost covering up the mountains in the background, because that's pretty much what's happening. So you get this sense of it being like faded away. This second set over here, I might just add a little bit of blue to it. Just a hint of it. It had a nickname when he invented this. It was called Leo's Smoke. Or they also made this phrase, it was called sfumato. It's a technique that Da Vinci developed over 500 years ago. He noticed it in nature, and it really works in real life too. If you ever look at something in the distance especially on a hazy day or a cloudy day, you can see this happening right before your eyes. As things go back in the distance, they sort of just fade away. Now the rest of it, when I color it, I'll try to stay, this whole bottom half, I won't really fade much away. I'll stay more than natural colors. And then the trees, when you color them in, you could make them like more like realistic, like a greenish or dark greenish color. You can give them fall type colors. But something you can add into the trees is a shadow. So let me just show you that real quick. if it's middle of the day, we can see there's a lot of like bright color. Usually the sun is like directly above everything. So for a shadow for the tree, what you could do is just kind of lightly on the ground, just do this. Just make a little shadow around the bottom of it like this. That's enough of an indication to sort of let the viewer know that the sun is shining bright and there's a shadow on the ground. Then little pockets of shadow. So it's not just a flat orange in there. I'm using a brown and a black to just sort of add a little bit of shading into this. So there we go. I know I've only colored in half of it, but you can finish the rest of yours at home. And remember, you can kind of put in whatever else you would like to add into this image, just to give it that sense of space. So try that out. Have fun.